Picture this for a second. It's 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're in your office in Mumbai, or maybe Bangalore or Delhi. The AC is humming. You've got a deadline approaching, and you're just grabbing a coffee. Everything feels perfectly normal, right? Safe, secure. But here's the question that keeps me up at night. If that fire alarm went off right now, not a drill, but the real thing, would you actually know what to do? And more importantly, would the building itself let you survive?
That is a terrifying way to start, but honestly, it's the exact question we need to be asking. Because the reality is, most of us walk into our offices every day assuming that safety is just a given. We assume someone else handled it. The builder, the landlord, the HR department. But in India specifically, that assumption is incredibly dangerous.
Exactly. We have this chalta high attitude, this idea that it'll be fine. But I was reading up on this, and the statistics regarding office fires in India are not just bad, they are alarming. It feels like we're seeing headlines every other week about a commercial complex catching fire. So why is this happening? What are we missing? Um,
It's a combination of things, really. It's a perfect storm. First, you have the infrastructure. In many Indian cities, we are operating in a mix of brand new glass facades and very old retrofitted buildings. You walk into a shiny office and it looks modern. But behind the walls, you might have wiring that's 20 years old, struggling to handle the load of modern servers, hundreds of laptops, central AC units, and that coffee machine you just mentioned.
That's a great point. We see the aesthetics, the nice lobby, the glass walls, but we don't see the veins of the building. And I suppose that's where the concept of a fire safety audit comes in. But let's be honest, the word audit sounds incredibly boring. It sounds like tax season.
Laughs. It does, doesn't it? It sounds like paperwork and clipboards, but you have to reframe it. A fire safety audit isn't about ticking boxes on a sheet of paper. Think of it more like a full-body MRI for your building. It's about visibility. It's about seeing the invisible risks that are hiding in the ceiling, in the server room, or in the pantry.
Okay, I like that metaphor. The MRI for the building. So if I'm an office manager or a business owner in India and I get this MRI done, what are they actually looking for? Is it just checking if the fire extinguishers have expired?
That's the surface level. Any basic inspection can tell you if an extinguisher is empty. A real professional fire safety audit goes much deeper. They are looking at the active and passive fire protection. For example, they look at your electrical load balancing. Overloaded circuits are the #1 cause of office fires in India. They check the emergency exits. Are they actually accessible? Or has someone stored a pile of old cardboard boxes in the stairwell because we needed the space?
Oh, I've seen that. The storage room that is actually supposed to be the escape route.
Precisely, and that is a death trap. An audit catches that. But it also looks at things you wouldn't think of. The type of materials used in your cubicles, are they highly flammable? The ventilation system? If a fire starts, will the AC ducts pump smoke into every room and suffocate everyone within minutes? These are the technical details that a layman just cannot see.
That's chilling. It's the difference between a minor incident and a tragedy. But tell me about the legal side. I know India has the National Building Code and various state laws. Is getting an audit just a good to have, or is it mandatory?
It is absolutely becoming mandatory, and the crackdown is getting stricter. Following recent major incidents in cities like Delhi and Mumbai, the fire departments are not playing around anymore. If you are running an office without a valid fire no objection certificate, NOC, and a current audit report, you are liable. And I don't just mean a fine. I mean, if, God forbid, something happens, the management can face criminal negligence charges.
So it's not just about protecting the asset, it's about staying out of jail.
100%. And beyond the law, think about business continuity. Let's say a small fire breaks out in your server room because of a short circuit. Even if nobody gets hurt, your data is gone. Your operations stop. Your reputation takes a massive hit. Can your business survive being offline for 3 weeks? For most Indian companies, the answer is no.
That's the hidden cost. We always think about the cost of the audit, but we never calculate the cost of the disaster. So let's pivot to the solution. I'm listening to this, I'm looking around my office, and now I'm paranoid. I want this MRI done. But who do you call? I feel like there are a lot of fly by night operators who just give you a certificate for a fee without checking anything.
That is a massive problem. You need genuine expertise. You need engineers who understand the specific context of Indian buildings. This is where firms like Elion come into the picture. They are one of the key players when it comes to specialized fire safety audits in India.
Elion? I've heard the name in industrial circles, but they do offices too.
They do everything. What sets a company like Elion apart is that they don't just look at the checklist. They look at the engineering. They check the thermography of your electrical panels to see if they are overheating before they actually catch fire. They analyze the gap between your fire detection system and your suppression system. If you're looking for a proper deep dive audit, visiting their site at www.elion.co.in is probably the best first step you can take.
Right, so they aren't just giving you a piece of paper, they're giving you a roadmap to fix things.
Exactly. And that's the crucial part. An audit is useless if you don't act on it. Elion provides recommendations. They tell you, look, your sprinkler system pressure is too low, or your smoke detectors in the conference room are positioned incorrectly. They give you the actionable intelligence to actually secure the premises.
You mentioned something earlier about the human element. I want to go back to that because you can have the best sprinklers in the world, but if the people panic, it's chaos. Do audits cover that?
A comprehensive audit will always assess the emergency response plan. This is the software of the system. Do the employees know the evacuation plan? When was the last mock drill? You'd be surprised, but in many top-tier corporate offices in India, when the alarm rings, people just put on their noise-canceling headphones and keep working because they assume it's a glitch.
Laughs nervously. I am definitely guilty of that. Oh, it's just a test. I have an email to send.
We all are. And that complacency is what kills. A safety audit identifies that culture gap. It highlights that your fire wardens need training, or that your signage is in English but half your support staff only reads local languages. It bridges the gap between the machine and the human.
That is such a vital point, language and communication in a crisis. It's fascinating how complex this actually is. It's not just fire bad, water good. It's engineering, psychology, law, and management all rolled into one.
It is. And think about the density of our cities. In places like Gurgaon or Lower Peril, offices are packed like sardines. If a fire starts on the 4th floor, it affects the 10th floor. It affects the building next door. The fire load in Indian offices is huge. Paper, plastic, carpets, servers. We are sitting on combustible material.
So, if I'm a CEO or a facility manager listening to this, what is my immediate takeaway? Is this expensive? Because I know that's the first question finance will ask.
The cost of an audit is peanuts compared to the insurance premium savings you might get, and it is microscopic compared to the cost of a fire. It's an investment in sleep. When you hire experts like Elion, you are essentially buying peace of mind. You know that you have done your due diligence. You know that if an inspector walks in tomorrow, you are compliant. And you know your people are safe.
Investment in sleep. I like that. It's true, though. We insure our cars, we insure our health, but we often leave our workplaces to chance.
And let's not forget the brand value. Employees today are smart. They care about their working environment. If they see that management takes safety seriously, that they bring in top-tier auditors, that they run drills, it builds trust. It tells them, we value your life. That is a powerful message for retention.
That's a really profound way to look at it. It's not just technical, it's cultural. It shows you care.
Absolutely. And as we move into summer, you know how hot Indian summers get. The load on electrical grids spikes. ACs run 24/7. Transformers overheat. The risk of fire doubles in the summer months. So, if you haven't done an audit in the last year, right now is the time. Don't wait for a spark to remind you.
That's a great call to action. The timing matters. Before the heat really kicks in, get the experts in, check the wires, check the exits.
And check the credentials of who you hire. Don't just Google cheap fire audit. Go to the specialists. Go to Elion. Get it done right. Because you usually don't get a second chance with fire.
It's heavy to think about, but necessary. We spend 1/3 of our lives in these offices. They need to be sanctuaries, not traps.
Well said. Sanctuaries, not traps. That should be the standard.
So here's the thought I want to leave our listeners with today. Next time you walk into your office, look up at the smoke detector, look at the exit sign, and ask yourself, is that just plastic and light, or is it a promise of safety that has actually been tested?
And if you don't know the answer, you know what you need to do.
Exactly. Get the audit, save the data, save the business, but mostly save the people. Thanks for breaking this down with us today. It's a topic we ignore until it's too late, but hopefully this conversation changes that for a few people.
I hope so too. Stay safe, everyone.
Catch you on the next episode. Stay alert.